Hi, welcome. My name is McCluskey, and I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss triggers, or what's created through associations to, say, other people and dogs, different interactions that will trigger a dog's mind into expressing a high level of dominance and power and aggression, and so that you'll get sometimes blindsided, or you'll start to actually avoid certain situations totally. Because you just don't want to deal with them. You just know, what's going to happen. You're anticipating it. So, part of the problem really is, once you get to that level where you're in this kind of a self-defeating way of thinking, a loop, then what happens is you start to get to a level really where you're just avoiding and you're controlling a problem and you're not fixing it. You're just almost willing to deal with the level of frustration and accepting that your dog, that the relationship just isn't going to change, and this is really part of the problem. This is what happens when people go to, they go for help with these food treat type of systems and this clickers, and and not looking at it from the connection level. You have to really understand that this is the whole thing to understand about these weak and permissive psychology-based systems, that oftentimes what happens is it's just going through the motions, and it's just appearance driven type of stuff. It's not real, it's not meaningful, it doesn't change unwanted behavior at the core level. So the whole thing about getting to a level where you can overcome, instead of avoiding situations, you can start to chip away and start to overcome and get to a level where you can go back into your dog meeting other dogs and people. You have to really see it from the emphasis really has to shift on to how you're thinking, to make sure that you're starting to impact the dog's decision making at that level. So this whole thing about triggers again is you just have to look, and that's what happens, and it comes through both sides of that connection. So that, for example, is if the dog is causing the person on the dog's end, when the dog's expressing power, to become fearful and the other dog to back away or people to back away, then that's power. That's like a drug to the dog. And then on the other end of that leash is the human element, and this is through connection. The dog feels that you're unraveling at the same time, and again, that's drug on the other side. It's just like the dog is snorting a line of cocaine, so to speak. I don't get me wrong. I'm not minimizing drugs here. It's just to the dog, it's a serious issue. So because that's what power represents. So the whole thing about fixing this is getting to a level where you're shutting down the problem on your end. That's part of this, is getting to a level where you're starting to become that pillar, that stabilizing force. You're starting to lead the mind, and through these, see these moments that I'm talking about, that you're creating, these conditional follower states of mind. And then what happens is, and on the other end, the dog is these triggers that are happening, they start to diminish. Okay, they'll start to diminish because you're going to be more proactive. You're going to start to see everything as kind of like as an opportunity, a controlled exercise to start to impact your dog's decision making. So the whole thing is starting to approach it from the connection level, so that you're starting to focus in on the real problem, that you're starting to change behavior at the core level, and that's critical. That's what my whole system's based on. And moving beyond just appearances and smoke and mirrors with these ideas about learning and all that other stuff that really is people aren't looking at it at the connection level. They're just giving it a green light and taking it completely out of context, because it's all packaged up with emotions and feelings, and people are losing the ability to apply critical thinking and to look at it from a objective level and saying, is this working? So what I'm showing is really what matters is how you think, your personality. If you're a confident, assertive person, then you're going to have less problems. If you're building a foundation, though, through emotion first and looking at your dog through that lens, then you're going to have more problems. So, it's getting a level of understanding what that represents, And this is where the system of training can really help you with that. So really encourage you to check out my my website. I have lots of free videos. My books, Beyond the Leash Dog Psychology Training Guide, that's the main book that I use, or that will help you. And if you do need help with training, or breaking free from this weak role, how you're perceived, helping you lift the burden of that role off your dog, so that you can lift the stress and anxiety from your dog's shoulders. And just give me a call. I mean, I can help with that, and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. So thanks very much for watching. I hope this was somewhat insightful, and have a great day.